It's kind of a good news, bad news story.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed a multi-billion-dollar budget that doesn't include some of the items Flagler County was hoping for. Karen Johnson has our top story.
Governor DeSantis signed a $116.5 billion budget for the upcoming fiscal year after vetoing close to $950 million in spending approved by lawmakers in March. Among the vetoes was nearly $47 million for Flagler County, Palm Coast, Bunnell, and Flagler Beach. Reaction from Flagler County Commissioner Dave Sullivan.
For the ones we didn't get, we'll probably go back and ask for them again in coming years, try to come up with other sources of funding. I think we have to say we're happy with what we got. It would have been nicer if we had gotten a little more than we asked for.
Vetoed was $6 million that had been appropriated for a YMCA in Palm Coast's Town Center and $5 million that had been designated for the Ecotourism Center planned for State Road 100 near the new footbridge, while Flagler Beach lost the $1.65 million that had been set for drainage infrastructure improvements on Lambert Avenue. Commissioner Sullivan isn't worried.
I think in the long run we'll be fine. There's nothing that's happened that's so disastrous that it's going to stop anything.
Meanwhile, the budget does include a $200 million increase for Florida's K-12 teachers.
Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, June 14th. The U.S. Army and Flagler County Sheriff's Office have forged a partnership.
The U.S. Army and Flagler County Sheriff's Office have signed a partnership agreement as part of the U.S. Army Partnership for Your Success, PAYS program. Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley.
The U.S. Army and the Sheriff's Office are joining forces to give our veterans an opportunity to continue to serve their community, but this time working for the Sheriff's Office. As our military men and women retire or finish their enlistment.
The U.S. Army PAYS program guarantees soldiers 5 job interviews and possible employment after their service in the Army. The PAYS program provides America's youth with the unique opportunity to simultaneously serve their country and prepare for the future.
We want to make sure they know that we will support them at the Sheriff's Office. This signing agreement is a perfect example that we are a Sheriff's Office friendly to veterans and military personnel. I look forward to hiring more veterans to serve our community.
Since PAYS began in 2000, more than 1,317 employers have partnered with the program. For Flagler's Local Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you.
The main reason we evacuate is, one, to get you out of harm's way, but sometimes harm doesn't come. But number two, the next time it may come.
Flagler County's Emergency Management Director is talking about preparing the coast for the potential of a hurricane this season.
Emergency Management Director Jonathan Lord says if you live in a hurricane evacuation zone and orders are issued, you should follow them, regardless of whether you think your home is in danger.
Even if your home is built to be the strongest, most hurricane-resistant home, and you think your home is an island amongst other homes, and you're totally fine, you stay, think about that normal thing that happens. I get hurt. I have a heart attack. I get hurt normally. There's a point in time when hurricane winds or water gets high enough that we can't send responders to come help you in the middle of the storm. We have to wait until the storm stops and it's safe for responders to go back out. So something that you take for granted on a regular day with calling 911, getting help, we may not be able to send responders to help you at that point in time.
Director Lord says you don't have to travel far to escape the worst effects of a hurricane.
You know, usually your number one investment, if you own a home, is typically your home. Do you really want to go hundreds and hundreds of miles or 5 states away? We really don't want to encourage that. We want you to stay nearby and just get out of the area that we're saying needs to be evacuated. We work with the scientists at the Weather Service. You know, this is where we think storm surge, the water is going to go with this particular storm at this point in time. So that's the area we typically evacuate.
If you choose to evacuate to a shelter, Lord says they'll do whatever they can to make it comfortable for your whole family.
We will always make sure that at least one of the shelters, if not all of them, are also, we call them pet-friendly shelters, meaning we partner with Flagler Humane Society. Their staff and volunteers join us in the shelters. They set up an area within the shelter, and they will take care of the pets with you while you're sheltering.
For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Daryl Moody.
Time for weekend fun in Flagler County. Stacy with Fun Froggy Kids lets us know what's going on locally.
Gamble Rogers will be hosting a Turtle Talk event. Learn about the important role sea turtles play in the real Florida and how your actions can help preserve these majestic turtles for generations to come. Flagler School of Dance presents their spring recital. Dance students will show off their work in styles such as ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary. Join the Florida Agricultural Museum for their children's nature painting workshop. Children aged 6 to 12 will create a masterpiece using all-natural paint, recycled paper, and flora. Celebrate Father's Day at the Father's Day Barbecue Bash, presented by Mad Mushroom Meals and Pop Celebrations. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the Palm Coast United Methodist Church, supporting their community programs. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Lee Show with your WNZF local sports update.
Open wide for some soccer. It's a big weekend in Football County. The Royal Palms Women's Soccer Club will make their debut tomorrow at 5 against Four Corners FC. The team features former county players such as Miracle Porter, who scored an FHSAA record 229 goals as a Matanzas Pirate, and former Bulldogs Malia Dalzell and Saba Amiri. Other Bulldogs include recent graduates Sam Jennings and Caitlin Steiner, and current Dogs Ivy Chen, Eva Seitz, and Laura Herrera. Their head coach is FPC boys coach Ramtin Amiri. Following that game, the men's club will take on AS Frenzy from Lake Mary with playoff position on the line. They look to finish the regular season on a 6-game unbeaten streak. Both games are at Gamble Rogers Middle School, located on US 1 in St. Augustine, 1 mile north of State Road 206. The women kick off at 5, followed by the men at 7. More soccer news? Wednesday night, the Bulldog women's 7-on-7 team pulled out a 3-1 win, thanks to a goal by Haley Salmons and 2 by Issa Camaras. FPC announced the hiring of Lindsay Stewart as their new volleyball coach. Stewart played collegiately and was a high school state champion at Warner Christian. While this is her first time at the helm of a high school program, she is no stranger to the sideline, having coached club teams since she was 18. She's had many mentors to inspire her along the way.
My high school coaches were everything to me. Coach Vanessa Trust, she was just there for us. She was on the court, off the court. She just made our experience just amazing throughout, and that's what I hope to do with these girls coming up here soon.
How does Stewart believe she can elevate her new program?
With hard work, dedication, and a will to keep going. You got to have the love for the game. You got to have the love for each other. You got to work as a team, including the coach. We're all one big team, and if we can work together, I think we're going to do great things.
Hear my full interview on tomorrow's Rich and Mike Sports Show, 7:30 a.m. right here, and always on the Flagler Radio app. This is your home for local sports, with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the WNZF Sports Desk, I'm Mike Lucio.